a little while ago, there was a guy named Steve, and he had an electric bike in college. He was not happy with the bike, so he decided to invent something of his own, and hence Review-Fucare was born. Be careful saying it, kids. It could turn out very bad for you. Anyway, the company has 5 bikes and 1 scooter. Actually, I have 2 scooters, a sit-down and a stand-up model. This is the HU3 Pro, and it's going for $799. Now in this price range of $500 to $1,000 scooters, I've reviewed 15 other brands. And there's some very popular brands in this category, like the Segway, the Highboy, the GoTrax, just to name a few. So it's got a lot of competition to deal with. Let's see how it holds up, how it does, starting off with the speed test. The Pro has a 250 watt motor, which ties with a couple other brands for the smallest motor in this price range. But it does have a 48 volt, 12 amp hour battery, which ties with a couple other brands for the largest battery in this price range. Most other scooters, even the popular ones, have a 36 volts, and it does take 6 to 7 hours for recharge. It's time to see how that power translates to speed. This is the speed test. Most other scooters get about 18 miles per hour for a top speed. The rating for this is actually 18 miles per hour, so we should be able to get close to that or hit that. Now in the settings, you can actually go in and change to limit the speed down to 15 miles per hour. I do have it set to the highest speed for this test, and I'm going to show you how fast it can go on all 3 of the speed modes, starting off with level 1. Bet you guys are all dying to find out how fast this beast goes. On speed mode 1, here we go, and I have 1 battery bar missing, about 80% battery life. So for speed mode 1, looks like that's 10 miles an hour. Speed mode 2, 14, so jumped up 4 miles an hour. And then speed mode 3, 17 miles per hour. And it is displaying 18 on the scooter, so it is 1 less on the app than it is on the scooter. But that's actually pretty decent speed. I didn't quite hit 18 miles per hour, but I got close. Most scooters in this price range take 13 seconds to hit 15 miles per hour. It's time to see how the Pro does. Now the big disadvantage with this is the weight. It weighs 52 pounds, which is the heaviest in class. And it also has the lowest carrying capacity at 220 pounds. I do got a full charge on the battery, so let me show you how long it takes to hit 15 miles per hour.
Acceleration.
Okay, this is the acceleration test. 80% battery life, speed app open, and speed mode 3. Here we go, baby. Oh, it's throwing me back. Kind of slow for the first second, but woo, now it's starting to pick up. That's actually got a pretty good acceleration for how small this scooter is. And we're already 17, 18, pretty much top speed here. Oh, my app's like freaking out on me. I gotta say, that was a faster acceleration than I was expecting. It's pretty awesome. This is the range portion of the review. It does have a range rating of up to 30 miles. Let me show you how long it can go. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the scooter while I'm on the range test. As far as the looks and design, it does come in 2 colors, gray and red. And the biggest thing with this scooter compared to other brands in this price range, or other brands that I reviewed, is it does have a seat. Now, other scooters have had a seat option, but this one is actually fixed. You can't take it off. And if you don't like that, they do have another model for $100 less without a seat. Now, as far as the handlebars, they are narrow, but I'm okay with that because sitting down, just my center of gravity is a lot lower than if I were standing, obviously. So I really don't need a wide stance for handling. It actually handles and is pretty stable just as is. The grips are some of the nicer feeling grips. They're large, they're wingtips. Brake lever is actually kind of nice feeling as well. It does take a lot of pressure to engage the brakes, and it will cut the motor off once pressed. As far as the stem height, when I'm sitting down, it's actually very high. I may be reaching down about a foot from my shoulder blades, but very comfortable as far as the height. And it's slightly angled back, but there's a lot of room. And the seat is actually very comfortable. It's quite large as well, so haven't had any sort of hot spots or rubbing on it. It's been quite pleasant. And the deck size is pretty wide. I can fit my size 10.5 shoes side by side and they don't hang off at all. There's no suspension with the scooter, but it does have 10-inch air-filled tires, and I haven't had any vibration at all. It's a very smooth and solid feeling scooter. And there's zero noise from the motor. There's no rattling, no shaking. I've gotten this up over 20 miles an hour on some downhills, and it's solid and stable. Let me talk about how sensitive the throttle is. So just lightly pressing about an inch, there's the power, is when the power comes on. So it does take a little ways for the throttle to be pushed for the power to come on. Now cruising at 10 miles an hour, if I punch it, oh, that's actually pretty quick. That power comes on nice and strong. Again, a lot faster, a lot stronger than I was expecting. Now this does have cruise control too, so if you hold the throttle for about 5-6 seconds, you can release it and just cruise on by, which I really like. I've had a lot of fun just kind of sitting back, relaxing, crossing my legs up here in the front and just letting the scooter take me away to a faraway place. Well guys, this scooter just kept on going and going and going and going. It's the longest range out of any scooter, single motor scooter in this price range, and even a higher price range too, that I've tried. Over 24 miles. And for some reason my app didn't record the elevation gain. I was pretty flat though. It was a pretty flat trail, so I'm thinking around 500-600 feet of elevation. But man, it just kept on going. And I did take it till the very end. The last battery bar actually was gone, and then just the outline of where the battery bars were at started blinking. So it was just about dead, but I was still hitting 17 miles an hour up until the very end. So it's got some great power consistency. Let me show you the control pad and screen. So turn it on here. And it's actually, I mean, it's not the brightest screen I've seen, but it is a very sunny day and I can see it just fine. I don't like how it's angled though. When I'm sitting down, you know, it's kind of hard to see it. I have to lean forward to look at it, so to, you know, see it. So I don't like the orientation of it, but it is kind of big. It's got, you know, kind of tapered a little bit from top to bottom. And hit the power button once to turn on the lights. There is the lights right behind the screen. It's on the rear fender. And then press the M button to change through the different speed modes, 1, 2, and 3. To access the settings, you just hold down both buttons, and that's where you can limit the speed, or you can change from kilometers to miles per hour. And that's pretty much it. It's time for a hill test. The Pro has a hill rating of up to 15% grade. Okay, this is the hill test. Right around this corner here, there's a 9% grade. I am gonna hit it with some momentum, some speed, and starting to climb now. 15, coming around the bends. This is where it gets, well, the steepest part anyways, down to 11, down to 10, kind of flattens out, and then another little steep section here. My app is going all sorts of crazy today. I think it hits 9 for just a brief second, so that's actually pretty good for that size of hill and for this being a single motor scooter. I don't think you'd really want to go too steep or crazy with this. I'm 180 pounds, and I don't know if I could hit a 50% grade, which is what it's rated for, but 10%, not too bad. Well, other than the range, which is awesome with the scooter, the longest range out of any scooter in this class, I really enjoyed how comfortable the scooter was. The seat actually is pretty large and nice. I really have no complaints there. There's no vibrating with those air-filled tires. It's a very solid and comfortable ride. If you want to pick it up, I've got the link in the description. Also check out my website, electricrevolutionreviews.com. There you can find all my reviews sorted by price and capability. I'll have that in there as well. Hit that like button before you go, and please subscribe for the latest in electric bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and take care.